Welcome back to the channel. I know content has been slow lately due to, the winter weather and F1 taking a unfortunate long break and all the other things, not least of which is getting ready for Grand Prix at Sea and doing a ton of work to get us ready for the Miami Grand Prix cruise. If you're interested, check the link below and you can sign up for updates and to just keep in touch. If you want to go to the 2027 Miami Grand Prix at Sea, where we'll do watch parties and a bunch of cool stuff. But today we're going to go back to Lego because I've got a few upcoming sets and a few recent sets that have come out that I really want, including the McLaren Technic, the Lewis Hamilton helmet, the Ken Block Unicorn, and another helmet that's not confirmed yet, but I have suspicions that it's going to be Lando because we've got two Ferrari helmets out, and then Oscar Piastri and one other helmet that does not have any confirmation yet, but it exists as an F1 helmet. I can't see who else it could be that would make sense alongside Oscar than Lando, and I would love to pick that one up. But before we can even think about spending hundreds of dollars on Lego, I've got another problem. I've got half a dozen Speed Champion sets, plus this Mercedes cardboard that I picked up at Costco over the winter, plus a big old Temu Porsche Lego block Technic type thing. So we got a lot of work to do before we can make space for those. So today what we're gonna do is start off with two of the Speed Champions F1 cars. We've already built the Aston Martin set, the old Aston Martin set, the first McLaren, the first Mercedes. So I think these are actually the first ones of the full series build that I've held on to. We've got the F1 movie Apex team. We'll save that one. And I think we're gonna save Red Bull and we'll do my two favorite teams after McLaren, Ferrari and Williams, compare them at the end. So let's get building and let's go all in. So let's take a quick look at the final build, compare them to the older cars, and go from there. The Williams was actually more fun for me to build. I really enjoyed some of the building techniques that were employed here. I really like the Duracell battery. It captures, a very unique part of the car that exists in real life. Overall, though, I do like the way the Ferrari looks. I think there's just a lot of flat here that doesn't really look super great. On the Ferrari, you've got these side pods that are bigger, and then these two printed round pieces are very cool. The front wings on both cars are essentially the same build techniques, but even when you get back here, this is the exact same build as on the Williams, but they did it in just a different way to kind of keep it fresh. I guess the two biggest changes that I noticed this time were obviously the rear wheels are wider than the previous cars, but the front tires have the wheel covers, which is very cool. I like that. It's a great addition. And then if we look at it compared to the previous McLaren, it is a fair bit longer, and most of that length comes in the center area between the axles. I do like the look of the older McLaren, but seeing how different they are, I'll probably have to get the new one and the ones I've already built, like this older Mercedes, which is very blocky and doesn't really look like an F1 car as much once you start to see these newer years of cars. So that's it. That's the start of the collection for these 2025 cars. I really enjoyed building both of them. There were a couple things on the Ferrari that I didn't really like. Mostly this connector down here is basically held by a single centerpiece, which it came off a couple times during the build. You won't see that at, super speed, but the Williams held together a lot better in the back end when I was building it. I think Lego did a really good job of keeping things fresh, even though it could have been almost the exact same build. Please consider liking this video and subscribing if you want to see more. But I'm also getting into some actual car work and racing here now that we're getting into spring and things are picking up. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.